Before your reader even reads the first full sentence, they get a sense of tone, mostly from your font choice. Hi, welcome back to part 2 of my Vellum styling series, where we're going to talk about font choices and styling. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do that and show you examples of the different fonts in Vellum, which is a professional formatting software for Mac. Hi, my name is Jennifer Gregson. I am a YA indie author and professional formatter who is here to make your indie author journey just a little bit easier and a whole lot more fun. So we're just going to dive right in to me showing you exactly all of the things about the fonts and the font choices, including serif, sans serif, script. I do it all, so let's go.
Okay, so we're going to talk about fonts. So Vellum has fonts already loaded. This is you get quite a few choices. So you're going to come up to what I call the formatting flourish little icon up here so that you can see the different options. They have a populars list. Definitely look there first, but you can also decide if you want serif, sans serif, script. If you need something more accessible, they have one for dyslexic and one that's legible. I have never played around with these, but if this is something that's important to you, the Vellum website goes into a lot about why you would need these. So check that. You can also do all and just look through all of them in one list. I like to choose whether I'm going to do a serif, a sans serif, or a script. Script are really good for things like romance, right? Any kind of romance book, depending on the style, I would look at script. Serif, let me give you an example of a serif. You see how it has the little line here at the bottom? That's a serif. It has the little feet. And then the sans serif do not have that. Sans serif. The serif is the little foot, right? So what I like to do is first decide, do I want to use a serif or a sans serif? And then I will look through the options. So I'm going to just sort of scroll you through all of the ones in the serif, sans serif, and the script. And then I'm going to show you, once you choose one, how you can go even deeper in your customization. And you can do these with all of these. So let's just do a really quick look. This is the Kindle version. And then I'm actually going to show you in the print. And I'm going to show you on the first page of the chapter so you can kind of see. So this is Meridian, Cinder, Edgewood, Hawthorne, Kindred, Oxford, Recital, Stardust, Venture, and Zephyr. Those are all your serif fonts. Sans serif, we've got Artisanal, Chroma, Directive, Metro, Parcel, Rival, Pseudo, Trace, Verdict, and that's all of the sans serif. And then the script, you've got Decorum, Seabreeze, Stiletto, Trifle, and Whisper. So let's pick just a sans serif to play around with. Let's pick Metro. This one's kind of a nice neutral. And then you see over here, it has this little icon that looks like dials. If you click that, you're going to be able to do even more customization for every little thing. So for the chapters, you can do, this one has 4 different options. I kind of like that one. Let's just play around with that one. The first paragraph, that's this over here. Right now it has the giant B for beep beep. And you can do a couple of different options that just does like a italicized beep beep. The first word is capitalized here, it looks like. Both of the first things are capitalized. That's another large B, a slightly smaller but still large B, a really fancy B. So you can kind of decide how you want each of your chapters to start. This is sort of the same thing about like a chapter after a break. So let me go to one of those breaks. Like right now, this is just very normal. You can see it's slightly changed. If you just kind of take a look right here. Oh, hello. Take a look like right here at the I thought about texting. You can see how it changes slightly. So I think I'll keep it sort of similar. The ornamental breaks, again, because I changed fonts, my custom disappeared from when I was doing the images. If you haven't seen that video, it's a couple of days ago. So let's just put that back in so I can show you how that works. And I want to make it really big so we can see it. There we go. And that's how you would add in your own custom ornamental break. If you decide you don't want, oh, hello. If you decide you don't want that, you can remove it. And then you can choose from one of theirs, and then you can see it over here. There's just like a line, a longer line, a little snowflake, a little box, the 3 stars. So if you're not real picky, you can choose one of theirs or you can add a custom. Then this is how your photographs would look. So let's go back to this one right here so that you can kind of see some options. That adds like a border, that adds even chunkier border, that gives you like a little drop shadow. It's kind of nice. Then the headers and the footers are up here, right? Like right now, this is the page number, my name. The other is a page number and the title, but you can do different things here as well. You can put the page numbers at the bottom, in the corners, like all 4 corners have stuff. Just bounce back and forth so you can kind of see that. They're in the middle, but one's at the bottom and one's at the top. Both at the top, and this one's title and chapter. And you can also customize this as well, depending on what you want. This is like nothing except the page numbers. And that's nothing but the page numbers, but in the corner. So I'm going to leave that for now. And then the body just gives you some stuff. So you can do indentation or spacing. Do you see how that changed? So if I do indent, you see how it's like it's all running together, but you can also do spacing and then it's left justified. You can justify the text. You can allow hyphenation. This is especially, I don't know if any of my work, like right here, who knows what, right? That all runs together. It gets a hyphen. Breakfast, see the hyphen here? But if you don't allow hyphenation, it's going to make that line longer and put breakfast all in the next line. Oop. Now I don't remember where I was when I said breakfast, but you saw that. The emojis, if you do any kind of texting, you can have emojis and you can do either like, there's a couple of different options. You can change the body font for your paperback here. So you'll play around with those fonts as well. And so that's how you mess around with various things with your font. And then you just want to make sure that you check how things look. Do you like your title page in your new font? Right? Do you like the title page? Do you like how the chapters start? Do you like how things look after a page break? All of those things you want to double check. And you want to double check Kindle. You want to double check it how it looks on your print if you're doing a print book. And that's how you decide on your fonts. Now, once you decide on a sort of font family, you really can't do much in the way of changing fonts except in your print versus your ebook. So that is fonts.
So as you can see, the font really makes a difference, and all of those little choices that you can make really adds to or detracts from your book. So you really want to poke around and make sure that your font choices and all of those little things that you can customize conveys exactly what you want your book to. Basically, your formatting should support your story, not detract from it. The goal is to keep the reader interested. The goal is to keep the reader focused on the story, not on the formatting or lack thereof. So as you can see, this is not tricky, but if you are second guessing, if you are spending way too much time on these choices, if you are having a lot of trouble getting the book the way you want it, that is when you should probably think about hiring a professional. If that is something you'd like to discuss, there is a link to get on my calendar in the description box below. So, if you're stuck on formatting and you'd rather skip that whole step and focus on your writing, please contact me. I would love to talk to you. And this is part 2 in a 3-part series. Part 1, we talked about images. Today was font choices. And next week, we will discuss adding the front matter and the back matter. So stick around. Okay, I hope everyone has a lovely day.